usual way to motivate salespeople is through incentive schemes. And you'd think that in Japan, it's exactly how it play out here. But Japan's often different. And this is another case where Japan is different. Hello, my name is Greg Story. I'm the president of Dale Carnegie Training here in Japan. We're broadcasting from Minato-ku today in the business center of Tokyo. Well, in Japan, incentive schemes run in a couple of different directions. One is salary and bonus, and of course promotion if you do well. Another one is base salary and commission, and of course promotion. And you would think that if you had an incentive scheme that really rewarded a lot of upside, if you do well, that people would be really, really excited and motivated to go out there and shoot the lights out. Not the case. Japan generally is a rather conservative society and risk averse. Like, for example, the amount of money that is sitting in people's bank accounts getting 0.01% interest is something like 1.85 trillion yen. It's a huge amount. The vast majority of Japanese people would rather have their money in cash in the bank, earning no particular interest and making them no particular money, than put it at risk. And this mentality translates across into the sales area, where they prefer to have a steady income, predictable income, rather than having a commission system where things fluctuate and rewards can be quite variable depending on how they go. That confidence to go out there and really make a lot of money isn't really well defined in Japan because the salespeople's skills are not very well advanced. So when companies are setting up incentive programs for Japanese salespeople, they think, well, you know, our sales results aren't great. We'll get this sales incentive scheme going and really motivate people, and we'll really start to get some production going here. Invariably, that never happens. Invariably, they find that, we're not getting anywhere. We've got this incentive scheme, but no one seems particularly interested. They don't seem motivated. They're not engaged. They're not doing anything different. Now, when you dig down a bit and you look at what's going on there beneath the surface, often you find that the base salary is very high. And even though the percentages above that for the commission may be reasonable, the Japanese salespeople have concluded, you know what, I can live on this quite reasonable base salary, and if I do a few sales, I'll pick up some percentage points and it'll, increase my income. But shooting the lights out, really going for it, gung-ho, no, I don't think I want to do that. So one of the problems of the incentive structure is if your base is too high, people don't move. Now, you might say, well, that's no problem. We'll just drop the base and increase the incentive scheme. Not so easy to do in Japan. People resist that, and in a lot of cases, it's very hard to alter the base salary of people and create an at-risk proportion, which is quite large. So you have to find other ways to motivate people. You have to find other ways to inspire them to want to succeed. And this comes down to the leadership of the sales team. Often this is another weak link in Japan, because often the sales leaders were the best salesperson who's suddenly, you're now the leader, but they don't give them any training on how to lead. They don't give them any training on how to coach, no training on how to communicate with the sales team to really motivate them to get going. So if you find that you've got a sales team in Japan and they're not performing, have a very careful look at your remuneration structure, look at your incentive package, look at the base salaries. What you may need to do is bring in some new people on a much lower base, but with a much larger percentage upside if they perform, and try and rebuild your sales force from there. Having said that though, we're now at a point in time where hiring salespeople is not easy, and trying to be competitive to actually get people to join us is forcing, actually, the base salaries to go high. So we're in a bit of a tricky position here at the moment in Japan. But that will be probably a good reason to look at the why of the non-functioning sales team, the fact that the results are not coming. Have another look at your incentive structure and see if you can't do something around that to really motivate people to be more enthused to go out there and sell. If you do that, then hopefully you will be able to drive your results right up. But it's not going to be easy, trust me. But have a good look at it.